Welcome to a special NBA free agency edition of Dubs Talk. Dalton Johnson here with Warriors insider Monty Poole. A pivotal offseason lies ahead for the Golden State Warriors. But before we get into who's coming in and who's going, let's talk money. Specifically, the luxury tax and just how much Joe Lacob is willing to pay next season.
Joe is willing to play a whole lot of money if he has a championship caliber team. And that's the thing they got to figure out, because the NBA will institute the dreaded second apron in 24-25. And the second apron is something that nobody wants. No team wants. It's so punitive. I mean, it restricts you in so many ways. I mean, even last year with the first apron, the Warriors at the trade deadline could not acquire. I mean, the buyout market was pretty much closed for the Warriors, unless they were to find someone whose salary was low enough to fit under the mid-level exception. So basically, their buyout market was limited to guys that were on minimum contracts. So it'll be worse if they get into the second apron. So that's where they have to trim some salary. I think they will. Chris Paul will play a part in that because I don't think he'll come back, but they can't trade him unless they sign him. So that's an option there. And then they got to figure out what to do with Clay. So money-wise, I think Joe's willing to spend, but he wants to know that A, it's spending wisely, and B, that it won't impact the team 2 and 3 and 4 and 5 years out.
Yeah, cheaper, younger, more athletic. That's what the Warriors are looking to accomplish this offseason. They cannot be a $400 million team and a 10th place team in a stacked Western Conference. The biggest story this offseason will undoubtedly focus on Klay Thompson. Klay was asked about his future a day after getting bounced from the play-in by the Sacramento Kings. Let's take a listen.
Just kind of, I guess, get bigger question out of the way earlier. Just how do you view your future with the Warriors heading into this offseason that feels obviously pretty unknown?
We don't want to talk about the season first. You want to talk about the future? There was a lot of games played, man. That was a pretty big accomplishment. What's up with y'all not wanting to live in the present, bro? It's ridiculous. Anyways, what was your question?
About the future. I mean, obviously it's a pretty major topic. I mean, you're a franchise legend here who is an unrestricted free agent and certainly at this point has an unknown future here. I mean, how confident are you that you'll be back?
To be honest, I really haven't given it much thought because of what I previously just said about the season we had and how much commitment it takes to play the games we did and give it our all. So I really haven't thought about that deep in the future because I still need to process the year we had, and it was one filled with ups and downs, but ultimately I personally and our team did everything we could to try and, win as many games as we possibly could.
Well, we heard from one half of the Splash Brothers. So, Monty, what's your gut feeling when it comes to Klay's future?
Yeah, I think it's I think right now it's pretty hazy, pretty gray in the sense that I think 3 months ago, I would have said it's like 80% Klay will be back, 80, 90% Klay comes back. But after listening to Klay at the end of the season there's some wiggle room now, a lot more wiggle room than I thought maybe. Again, he's in a position where he can do a little bit of posturing, a little bit of negotiating, sort of subliminal negotiating. But I think when you look at what Klay did as a player over the course of the season, he did some good things and some things that weren't so good. Obviously, his shooting was down a little bit. His defense is considerably down. But on the open market, Klay Thompson is a 30-something free agent who is going to be attracted to a lot of young teams like Orlando, like OKC, teams that need that shooter. Maybe more Orlando than OKC. So I think right now Klay's chances, I think it's 50-50, man. I mean, I think it's maybe 55-45. I think it's slightly give the Warriors the slight edge because of the history and the relationships that he has with the Warriors, the fact that he loves the area, loves the Bay Area. Florida would be a lot different. So I think there's still a chance he goes because somebody will pay him probably more than the Warriors would pay him. And then he'll have to decide what's more important, making those extra dollars someplace else or going back to the team you've been with your entire career. So I think more likely, I think he comes back. But will not close the door at all on him leaving.
Yeah, it's unfortunate that Klay Thompson had that, as he called it, a donut in the play-in game with missing all 10 of his shots, 0 points. Klay Thompson did play 77 games this season. He did make them the fourth most three-pointers in the league, led the league in free throw percentage. But it was very evident that, especially now, from his 2 leg injuries, he's not the same player. So a hazy future for a franchise icon. We're going to hit pause to pay some bills, but don't go anywhere. We'll take a look at the biggest names entering free agency this summer when Dubs Talk returns.
We're so confident in the capability of our SUVs and the performance of our sedans that we offer a 10-year, 100,000-mile limited warranty on every vehicle in our lineup. A fact that should make you confident in your confidence that you've made the right choice with Kia. Kia, movement that inspires.
Welcome back to Dubs Talk. Here's a list of the biggest names available via unrestricted free agency this summer. What type of players will the Warriors be seeking to fill out their roster?
Wow, man. This list, there's really no, I mean, Pascal Siakam is obviously the guy that the Warriors would love to have on their roster. But as the Pacers are making this deep run into the playoffs, I think it might increase his chance of re-signing with them, or signing with them rather. He's playing well for them. He's on a good team, young team. He's mid-career. They're on the rise. So, but on this list, Siakam's the one guy I look at and go, yeah, the Warriors could really use that guy. Tobias Harris he's kind of like Andrew Wiggins in the sense that he's kind of a rainbow guy. You know, you never know what you're going to get. Sometimes he appears and it's beautiful, and sometimes you just can't find it. You know, so I don't know if the Warriors want to go down that road again. You know, they've been there with Wiggins. They love him when he's on his game, and when he's not there or not on his game, he's not an asset. So James Harden, never going to be a Warrior. Never going to be a Warrior. Not as long as Steve Kerr is the coach. Steve Kerr wants the offense to move. He wants the ball to move. And we all know James and the ball, they don't separate very much. So, yeah, on that list, there's not a Malik Beasley as a shooter off the bench. That could possibly work. You know, if he wants to come here, obviously salary is going to be an issue. But yeah, that's one guy whose shooting could be used on this team. But yeah, I just think that if you're the Warriors and you're looking for free agencies, you got to look at, first of all, you got to look at trades because of where their cap situation is. You can't just go out and spend on a free agent. You got to look at trade the trade possibilities first of all, and that I think is very, very likely to happen. I think there will be at least one trade of consequence this summer, and maybe two. I think the Warriors are committed to doing that. Then free agency will be after that, and they'll have to be very prudent about how much they spend on the free agent market because they can't go out and sign someone at a big contract. They won't be able to do that because they don't have the flexibility to do that even right now as we speak, and they won't have that much flexibility even after they clear some cap space. They want to stay under the second apron because the second apron is so nasty.
I would say that the trade market will probably be even more intriguing for the Warriors, as you brought up, Monty. General manager Mike Dunleavy will have to be creative. He has his work cut out for him with a very, very important offseason for the Warriors. Well, that does it for this special edition of Dubs Talk. For Monty Poole, I'm Dalton Johnson. Thanks for joining us, and we'll see you next time.